Hello everybody. Let's talk about mark making and the secret superpower that it gives you to enhance what you're doing on your canvas. So, if I had a shape, there's my shape, and I decided that what I wanted to do was give it some form. I could use bracelet shading. And bracelet shading, if you imagine hundreds and hundreds of bracelets on anything, so anything round of course, or even roundish, we could make it look round like that. And it's also curving away from us a little bit. If I decided to do my lines the other way, like this, now we are still of course talking about light, so a little bit darker right on the edges there. See how that arm is actually coming up towards us. Now, if I was to do one just with little flat lines, little straight lines, you'll quickly see that this shape doesn't look like any kind of form. It just looks like a flat shape with lines on it, really. So see the difference there? So all these bracelets can be put on in many different ways. It's all about the way you use your brush. If we had a tree and that tree had been cut off down low, close to the ground, and we were looking down, we'd be able to see the top of that stump, yeah? If the tree had been cut off high up and we were looking up at it, we'd be able to not see the cut stump, but we'd be able to see a curved side of it. So with our bracelet shading, what we need to do up here at the top, these lines are curved in exactly the same way that that ellipse at the top is curved. And you see there's one here too. That's like the cut stump that we can see. So here it starts coming down. At the bottom, these bracelet shading lines have to conform to the ellipse where you could see the cut off edge. But then what would happen in the middle? We'd have this place where these guys are this way and these guys are this way. And we'd have this weird thing going on right there in the middle. Nobody wants that. So what we do is these gradually start getting less curved, more straight, until you get right down to the viewer's eye level. And then they change and they start coming just gradually more and more curved and more angled until they conform to the lower ellipse. And see how that's created the idea of eye level where you are. There's also multiple ways that you can look at this. So you can be going, all right, here's a shape, and I'm going to shade it this way. And this way. Now, is that a barley sugar, a pillow shaped thing, or is it a cattle trough? If I put the end on it there, it's suddenly a cattle trough. If I undo that and do this instead, it's a pillow shape. So bracelet shading has enormous power, and here's some examples of how you might actually apply that. Okay, so here's some lips. Now, lips are a great place to start understanding this because they naturally have lines in them that are the same as the bracelet shading would be. So here I can see lines coming up this way, and then as I move out here, they get flatter and flatter until they're really totally flat out there. Then in here, it's the same but opposite. So curving up there, and then as we come down, flatter and flatter and flatter. Here on the bottom lip, the lines come out like this, and then as we move across, they start to get straight until they get to the point where the lip changes direction, and then over here, they curve exactly the other way. And they compress too, because this part of the lip here is stretched out by the action of the teeth. If we look more at a rock and how to do a rock, I might have to change the colour of my pencil, I think. Okay, so on this rock, we have got this kind of direction on the top of the rock. And then where it changes direction right here, it starts coming down for that face. Now your brain loves symmetry. Don't let it be symmetrical, let it be a little bit messy. Messy's more, we all know that, right? So that would come down, and this one here, because you don't want to mimic this direction, you might decide that you're going to come in here, and then you're going to change it for this face of the rock. And see how all of those different directions are helping us to see the faceted nature of the rock. So that's what these lines are great for, is showing the facets. Try and imagine it like an ant crawling around on the thing that you're drawing or painting, and where that ant would go that would show us the shapes underneath. That's a bit of a useful trick to have.
I'm working on a tree here, and what I have is some plastic bags full of a mix of texture paste and gesso, half and half, and this one also has some yellow ochre paint in there. But what I want to show you is about bracelet shading. And the thing that you have to be super aware of is our brains love symmetry and regularity. So what your brain is going to try and do very, very much is to even it all out. So I'm coming down here. And you, as the artist, it's your job to put in some irregularity in there. Now that comes down pretty evenly on that side. And then here kind of opens up, and the whole thing, instead of just being rounded like that, it starts to get this kind of shape in it. So it sort of flattens and opens up. And then there it changes shape again. And as always, it's the ends of your shapes that matter. So bring things down to a point rather than letting them end in some kind of blob. Okay, so that's just about that one there. And then in here, there's one that starts way back and then comes forward. So I'll start it just a little bit back here, just a few marks. And then as I come forward, I'll get bolder with it. And this one's a very thin buttress, and it's, I don't know the words I want to describe it. It's skinny at the top, but it's deep. So that tells me that as I get down here, I'm going to start to lengthen my marks right down. And it opens up a little bit over to this way too. So see how I've changed the mark that I'm making as I come down here. It's got another long skinny bit, comes down here. And then here it's got another one. It's very complex. Trees, you think they're going to be easy, and they're so not. There's just a whole bunch going on in there. Okay, pretty happy with that so far. I'll be spattering this with some Payne's Grey and water to develop it, but I've got a whole lot of tree to do between now and then. All right, now that it's dry, so while it was wet, I did spatter it with a wash of Payne's Grey and water to develop those colours a little bit further and to show up the texture that I'd put on. So you can see the difference in some of the mark making there. You can see, for instance, here, how this long shape coming down really pulls that buttress down from being curved across the top and then down. Here, it's not such a deep buttress. Over here, I've got more of an S curve coming through, and that's contouring that branch to be not round, but to have that more complex shape in it. And up here, see how I've changed the shading on that branch to allow it to be coming forward. So it's coming right at us. See how it starts back here, and then this form is in front of that form, and then it changes direction, and then it really, the marks compress. They get closer together here, and that helps it to come towards us even more. You know pretty quickly if you've done bracelet shading wrong, because it just looks so stupid. All right, on to the next step.